What's up with you? How was fight night?
Fight night was legit, man. And we're just chilling there. I don't know who else is going to be around. I sit down and Shaq's right next to me as well. I'm like, all right, this is going to be a great night. I love Shaq. I'm already friends with Shaq.
And you're already fighting him, so yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I wasn't already fighting him. The fight started because of that situation of us sitting next to each other. Then the interview happened.
What's behind this sign?
Right here.
What's behind this sign?
What's behind it, Jules?
Oh,
all right.
We got some Shaq gummies.
Oh, Shaq gummy bears. I bet you those are extra large gummy bears and extra delicious because if you ask Shaq Diesel, he delicious Shaq Diesel.
No, look at it.
He's yummy Shaq Diesel.
It's literally Shaqalicious XL gummy bears.
I called it. I didn't even know.
Shaqalicious.
I didn't even know.
So are you going?
I'm gonna try
one. Are you
right
taking
now.
the fight?
I actually would fight Shaq in a boxing match. Here's the thing. I would never do the UFC stuff. No matter what the payment is, no matter how much money it is. But I would box someone if the money was right. No doubt about it. And
what's right money?
There we go. That was the question I was waiting
What's
for.
right money? Well,
at least $12 million. $12 million minimum.
I think we can get that done. Shaq, Rob on an undercard of one of the next Paul fights.
For $12 million.
Nothing better.
I've been fighting through some pain. I've been fighting through some injuries as well. Let me tell you a little something. I've been traveling all over the place, like 5 flights in a week, man. I'm there, I'm over there. And people are always asking, like, yo, Gronk, how do you do it? You're all over TV. You're there, you're this, you're that. And I got a set schedule, I'm usually doing a thing a day, but it's the travel that occupies basically all your time because you got to travel from one city to another, different time zone changes. And then, like, my sinuses just started, like, glaring up. I never had sinuses before. I don't even know what sinuses are.
That big old nose has never had a sinus thing?
Well, it's huge. That's why everything can just pass right through, Jules.
Right.
Nothing gets stuffed in that nose, baby. That's why I love having a big nose. But, I was, like, a little stuffy, which I shouldn't be because of the big nose. But my ears were a little hurting. And I took a flight. I was going to fight night. I was all excited, and while we were descending, my ears just started killing. Killing, man. I was like, ouch. They're like, just pop your ears or whatever. So I'm like doing that. Now thinking about it, I think I'm making it worse. I think that's how I actually did damage to my ears because I was trying
What'd you do to your ear?
So I fractured, not fractured, basically fractured, but I ruptured my ear. I ruptured
from flying?
From flying. I was beat down a little bit.
When you rupture your ear, does it hurt?
Yeah, I was bleeding. It hurt a lot, but I didn't know this yet. So I just thought, I got some ear pain, whatever's going on. So I land in Dallas. It's about to be fight night. It's like, I can't miss this night.
No.
I can't miss this night. No, this is going to be one of the greatest nights. I'd never really been to fight night before. We went to the Manny Pacquiao.
We went to Pacquiao
versus Mayweather fight.
That was fun.
Yeah.
After the Derby.
That was after the Derby.
We don't really remember it.
No, we don't. But we were like 50 rows up. Yeah. Tom was front row, but he put us up,
nosebleeds.
Literally the nosebleeds. But at least he invited us and got us
there. That was nice. It was a fucking awesome night.
I'm not complaining. I was with you, freaking Dola in the stands. That was a good time. So I popped some Advil, just get rid of the pain. I mask it. Yeah. That's what it's all about. And then the fight night was great. Had a good time, hung out with Shaq. He was sitting next to me, talking to Jerry Jones. I love Jerry Jones, by the way. No wonder why everything is just, over the top with Jerry Jones because he brings so much energy to the table, man. He brings that juice to the table. That's what he's all about. And now I see it in person now. And that's why, like, everything is just built up and talked about so greatly around him. He's so good at, communicating with people, marketing as well, and bringing that energy to the table. And that's what it's all about. He was bringing that energy to the table. I was like, man, I love this guy. He's bringing that juice.
Does he got like an aura?
He's got that aura of,
I'm rich as shit.
Yes. That, but also he's got that aura of, let's live life. Let's have a good time. That's what it's all about.
Now, wait up. We want to know this. I'm like the listener right now. How did this situation go down? Did someone bring you to Jerry Jones? Did Jerry Jones bring you somewhere? Did he send some guy to pick up the Gronk to come to his How does this all go down? Who introduces his hand? How's his hand shake? Did he have any Egg McMuffins with him? What was going on? I want to hear how this went down beat for beat.
All right. Well, first off, I was there because I'm with Built Basics. I endorse Built Basics, the clothing brand.
Yeah.
And Built Basics represented Mike Tyson's corner.
Yeah.
Everyone was decked out in Built Basics. Mike Tyson had the Built Basics shorts on throughout the fight. So the owner hit me up. He's like, hey, you want to go to the fight? You know, Netflix will hook us up. They'll give us 2 tickets in the front row. I sponsored Mike Tyson. I mean, I just feel like it'll be a good time and it's a good fit. And you're with Bill. I would just love to go. If you don't want to go, no problem. But I was like, hey, that's a good idea. Front row for a fight. I mean, you know, knock out one of my appearances for Built Basics as well at a fight. I mean, but then all of a sudden the fight's about to start, the main event. And then here just comes Jerry Jones. I mean, he's sitting right next to Shaq. That's where his seats were. And the whole time I'm like, Shaq, hopefully those 2 seats right there, no one comes because you're so big. Like, we need that extra room because sitting next to Shaq, I only had half of my chair. Like, and then I was like, this is what people feel like when they sit next to me. So I feel like someone's sitting next to me because I'm sitting next to Shaq.
Oh my God. That's 2 large humans.
But then here comes Jerry Jones and his wife. And I was like, oh, Shaq, I think those chairs are going to be sat in. I think that's Jerry Jones's seat. And he's like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, yeah, that is cool as shit, actually. That's fine. And
you're Jerry Land.
He came, Jerry World, baby. Let me tell you, Jerry World, it's popping, man.
So what did he go? Hey, old Gronk, how you doing?
Yeah, we just started talking, man. And great guy to talk to, man. And you know, a lot of hype to him, definitely, which I love. And he was just talking about all the people in the front row as well that were there and just giving everyone props, you know, just very positive. We just had some conversation. It was just cool to be in Jerry World and just to be in the front row. They just have that aura around of just like, hey, we're living life. We love to have a good time. And we're here to give everyone an experience. And without Jerry World, there wouldn't have been that experience.
Oh,
so
no.
I just want to give him a shout out for everything that he has done, everything that he has built, and everything that he has accomplished, because he has given so many people, you know, entertainment. You know, the value of entertainment. That's what life is all about. So thank you, Jerry, for that.
Yeah, I mean, he gets a bad rap because they're the Dallas Cowboys and that's America's team and they're in the headlines all the time. But that's got to be a cool experience to get to experience Jerry Jones not around, you know, like that's an experience between you two instead of all the headlines, this. You get to kind of see what he's really like, and he sounds like he's a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, definitely pretty cool. And you want to know what, too? He was giving all his props, a lot of props to ex-Cowboys, because I'm a tight end, and Jason Witten was right on the other side, too. And he's like, hey, Jason Witten's here. He's like, I love him. And then I was like, yeah, I love Jason too. I've had a couple interactions with him before. I love him, but
he loves his boys. He loves his Cowboys.
Like he's loyal to them.
He takes care of them.
I heard he takes care of them.
I heard he takes care of them.
So I went to the fight, whatever. So I didn't know this. I didn't know I had that ruptured ear yet. So then the next day I fly to LA and we're descending again. And my mind, I'm on my knees praying to God, like, hey man, just take away this pain. I don't care if there's that discomfort, if there's that ringing, just take away that pain. And my whole brain was just inflamed. I was flipping out. So I went right to urgent care. I never been to urgent care before.
Wait, what urgent care did you go to?
We landed in Orange County.
So then you went to an urgent care, a random urgent care.
Yeah. And I know what's so funny is that they were talking about me fighting Shaq on the TV in urgent care. And I had my hoodie up, wanting to cry. And I got up like, oh, how can I fight Shaq? I'm at urgent care right now. I'm a wussy.
Oh my God.
And it was just funny. Thinking about it now that I'm not feeling terrible.
Could you imagine rolling up to urgent care and you're sitting in there in the waiting room, you see fucking Rob Gronkowski with a fucking sore ear?
No, I know what was cool was no one else was in urgent care.
Not one person.
No, and the 3 ladies that were working there had absolutely no clue who I was either. Which actually is better. I like it. Oh my God. I like it like that when I have to go, and do something. Because then, they get caught up in the moment and it just takes longer. And then I just wanted to get treated. Yeah, so I'm here. I got a ruptured eardrum, but I don't care, man. I actually play better when I'm injured because it makes you dig deeper.
Hey, you got a podcast.
It really does.
Got a podcast.
It really does. Sometimes. Let's go, baby.
Let's go. Ready?
Yeah.
Welcome to Dudes with Dudes. I'm Jules.
Hey, Jules. It's Dudes on Dudes.
What'd I say?
Dudes on Dudes. You said dudes with dudes.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
Well, welcome to Dudes on Dudes.
That's
I am corrected. That's Gronk. I'm Jules. And this is the show where your favorite dudes get to talk about their favorite dudes. And boy, do we have a crazy show today. Since the Oklahoma-Alabama game is this weekend, we wanted to have a little theme of this Dudes on Dudes, and we're going to do Oklahoma-Alabama guys. What are we talking about today?
Well, it's an ambiguous tease of dudes, let me tell you that. And we're talking about the number one pick in the 2019 NFL draft.
I've watched his Twitch stream. Kid is good. I think we should go over to the Alabama side.
Yeah, we're fair.
We're very fair. This guy, though, was never fair on a goal line play, or he was never fair on a 2nd and goal in the Super Bowl where he had to make a life-changing play. The hugest Cavs I've ever seen. Other Alabama. Roll Tide, Crimson Tide.
Currently in talks of winning the MVP.
Offensive Player of the Year, they don't give that to running backs.
Currently going to be on the best rushing team statistically. See, I got to read really fast because he has so many stats. I want to make sure we get through it. And we wrap it up with our wildest college stories.
You got to stick around to the end. Roll Tide and
Boomer Sooner.
Dudes on Dudes is a production of iHeartRadio.
First guy we'll be doing today in this Oklahoma-Alabama rivalry. Is it really a rivalry?
It's about to be.
It's about to, because Oklahoma, what? Did they just move into the SEC? Can you explain what's going down in college? Because I'm not truly up to date with all these new conferences, with teams moving from one conference to another. So can you just explain to everyone out there? Because I thought Oklahoma was in the Big 12, but now you're saying they're in the SEC. Yeah. Can you update me, please, Jules?
Yeah, conference realignment this year because of the bracket. There's going to be a 16-game playoff and a lot of money. There's going to be a lot of money. So now UT, Texas is in the SEC. Oklahoma's in the SEC, which is outrageous, but also freaking cool because it's not a rivalry yet. But this could turn into a rivalry. Oklahoma versus Alabama is something we rarely see, but we're going to get to see it now, every year. So I think it's awesome. The money's going to be big for these conferences. But the matchups, man, college football has been so exciting this year, watching Oregon get to play Ohio State and these teams that you only got to see once every blue moon play each other in bowl games that now you're getting to see powerhouse top 5 programs play each other that you didn't get to see before. I think it's awesome.
That is awesome. Thank you for clarifying that. The University of Arizona is now in the Big 12. I feel like they replaced Oklahoma. I went to the University of Arizona. Here's a little fun fact. The University of Arizona whomped the University of Oklahoma last year in the Sun Bowl, giving us one of our best bowl wins of, the history of University of Arizona football.
Hell yeah, let's go Wildcats.
Give it up to the Wildcats. So far, not doing so great this year, but, had to bring up some positives since we're talking about Oklahoma, and we beat Oklahoma last year. But let's get back to it. Let's talk about Kyler Murray, the number one pick in the 2019 NFL draft. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is.
Kyler Murray.
He's a good-looking dude, man. Look at that headband. He's slick.
He's
looks like an athlete. That's
swaggy.
For sure. Yeah, swaggy. That's it right there.
He's real swaggy.
He's a swaggy captain.
He is.
Yeah, he really is.
Let's start the clock. What's AI got to say about him?
All right.
Kyler
Murray. We always start with AI.
AI.
The AI description of Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is a dynamic NFL quarterback known for his elite dual threat ability, excelling both as a passer and a runner. AI so far is totally spot on.
Spot on.
Drafted first overall by the Arizona Cardinals in 2019, he has earned a Pro Bowl selection and Offensive Rookie of the Year honors.
Wow.
Murray has thrown for over 13,000 yards and 84 touchdowns in his first 4 seasons, while also rushing for over 2,000 yards and 23 touchdowns.
Joker makes plays.
That's dynamic right there.
Joker makes plays.
Before the NFL, he starred. Yeah, he starred. I was going to say stared. Well, it's starred.
I've done that a few times. Yeah.
Before the NFL, he starred at Oklahoma, Jules. He probably was also staring at things as well in this in the bleachers and up in the stadium.
Oklahoma,
right?
Oklahoma.
Nice. Yeah, they got some beautiful ladies I hear. So he was probably staring. Yeah, that's just what I hear. All right, back to it. Before the NFL, he starred at Oklahoma, where he won the Heisman Trophy in 2018 and after transferring from Texas A&M. See, I didn't know that.
Texas A&M.
How long was he at Texas A&M for?
I think 2 years.
You don't even know. Let's get back to
2015.
Just 1 year, and then he transferred to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Off the field, Murray is known for his calm demeanor, love for video games, and the rare distinction of being drafted in both the NFL and MLB.
Fucking AI's got him like in video games. AI's on point. AI is on point.
AI is kind of a video game, so they definitely need to get that in.
Yeah, it's just crazy that even computers know that.
All right,
Kyler Murray
what team was he drafted by, Jules?
Arizona Cardinals?
No. In the MLB.
Oh, in the MLB?
By the MLB.
What
Yankees? MLB team? Nope.
Was it?
All right, I'll give you a clue. They're moving in the next year or two to a different city.
Oakland A's.
Yes, the Oakland A's, your hometown.
Oakland.
Yeah, Oakland A's.
Now I wasn't an A's fan, Rob. I wasn't an A's fan, but
you're a Giants fan.
I was a Giants fan, but the A's hat was always cool. And I mean, I went to one A's game, and I think there was 14 people there.
You want to know what's crazy is there was 14 people there,
and they went to the playoffs.
Yeah, they did go to the playoffs. Wait, this year?
No, the year I went, I was like a little kid.
But there was 14 people there, like in the last 3 years at every game.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna, go to Vegas," which makes sense. You're getting 14 people a game. You need to keep the organization going, the money flowing. It's a business.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, everyone starts complaining that they're moving. It's like, wait a second, like you're not even going to any of the games.
Yeah, but Oakland, it's a tough thing in Oakland.
You're from there, so let's hear it. Jules.
The city doesn't want to. They don't want to do new stadium, and I feel bad for the people in Oakland because they've lost all their teams. Raiders aren't there no more, and the A's are leaving. They love their sports. It's unfortunate, but like you said, it's a business.
You want to know what's going on?
What?
Steph Curry stealing all the fandom.
Well, they left too. They used to be in Oakland, and then they went to San Francisco. So like everyone has left Oakland.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
When did they switch?
They switched probably like 5 years ago.
Really? Yeah. What? Just like over the bridge?
Yeah,
like,
literally. They went right by
5 miles away.
Probably like 3. Not
3
even.
miles away. Dang, what's going on in Oakland? Marshawn, come on, you got to run for governor in Oakland. We need you, Marshawn.
Mayor would.
Mayor,
governor would be good.
Yeah.
I'll take mayor.
I don't think there's a governor of a city.
No,
there's a governor of a state. We need him to run for mayor of Oakland.
And actually, Marshall has a podcast with him.
All right, back to Kyler Murray, ladies and gentlemen. All right, here's some fun facts. AI spitting out fun facts now. Kyler Murray is the first athlete to be drafted in the first round of both the NFL and MLB.
Stud.
He has a deep love for video games and is an avid player of Call of Duty, often streaming on platforms like Twitch.
Dialed.
Mm-hmm.
Kid is dialed. I've seen him shoot out a bunch of sweaty little tryhards. I've watched his Twitch stream. Kid is good. The kid is dialed, and he's accurate on the field. He's accurate on the map.
Is he like as good as like one of those like
he's fucking
video
good.
Gamers like what's his name, like Ninja? You know who Ninja is?
Yeah, I know Ninja. I know the FaZe Clan guys.
Yeah. Is he like in that level?
He competes. He plays with them, and he holds zone. I think
Kyler Murray kind of plays his game like after a video game too. Like, you know how Madden, like the quarterback runs all over the place? That's like what Kyler Murray does. Maybe it transfers.
I mean, he is a video game player.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're like some like 5'10" high school kid that had Madden, you would put up all the stats. You'd make your guy still 5'10", but you'd put all your Madden guy stats up to 99 at 5'10", and that's what Kyler Murray looks like on the football field. Like 99 speed, 99 arm, 99 quickness.
What about his elusiveness?
When we were watching the film, you think he looks like Johnny Manziel.
He does. He kind of looks like Manziel when he was in college at Texas A&M.
Because
they both started at Texas A&M.
Is it the back thing?
Yeah, they both like run kind of straight up. They're both the same height, and their feet both like pitty patter like that.
Yeah.
But Kyler Murray is at another level of speed and elite quickness, and kind of like take Johnny Manziel, what he was doing in college, and then you throw him on the Cardinals and make him into Kyler Murray. And they kind of played a similar way.
Similar. I just think Kyler is in a whole nother category.
Oh, no, 100%.
The speed. But
they have the same body type.
They did
same movement,
the
same movement,
form, the same sprint movement. I can see
Mm-hmm.
we were watching in the sauna. You were like, look, it looks like Johnny Manziel. I'm like, kind of does look like Johnny Manziel.
All right, one more fun fact. Despite being one of the shortest starting quarterbacks in NFL history at 5'10", how tall are you, Jules?
I'm 5'10".
All right, so he's the same exact height as you. Can you imagine yourself behind, the line at 5'10", throwing passes?
When you watch his film, he's got such great feet. He'll take like a 7-step drop out of a freaking shotgun snap and dart it. Like he has really good. I couldn't imagine it. That's why he's a one of one. This guy's freaky because like He's 5'10". He doesn't play small. He can play within the pocket, but he changes the game. He moves the pocket a lot. But sometimes he makes those big plays in the pocket because he has such an arm. I really think he's like a Madden player. He's almost unfair, like when you played GoldenEye when you were a kid and someone would be Odd Job. Remember Odd Job?
I do. He was tiny and he was kind of like wider.
Yeah.
But he would just like crawl all over the place.
And he could get in the vents.
Yes.
And you could never see him. And he had automatic headshot every time.
Yeah, he
automatic
did.
headshot because his gun level was higher. So it was so much easier.
He had the golden gun at all times because he was so accurate.
I'm telling you, Kyler Murray's hot job, bro. Unfair.
Yeah, Kyler Murray, he's accurate on the move. He has exceptional vision. Even being at 5'10", just watching his film, I mean, he can make every throw in the game. He can do the deep ball, lead the wide receiver so he can get underneath it so the receiver can turn his jets on and go out and get the ball and outrun the defender. Also, the back shoulder, too. That's what I was really impressed with Kyler Murray was his back shoulder throws. I mean, half of the deep balls were back shoulder throws. The way, just how quick his feet are is just incredible. It's like boom, 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 boom. Like even when he's dropped,
little Speedy Gonzalez.
Even when he's backpedaling in the pocket, boom, 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 boom. And he's right when he gets like his 7th step and he plants on his back foot, boom, the ball is out. And he's reading the defenders like no other and gets it out to the guy that he needs to get it out to. So he can do it all. He can do it all in the pass game, and then he can do it all in the run game.
He anticipates really great also because of his height. Like you watch him and he'll throw before a guy's out of his break like it's a perfect throw.
Wasn't he a Heisman
winner?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he won the Heisman.
He won the Heisman. He dominated in college.
When he was at Oklahoma, they didn't win it all, though. They weren't national champions, were they? But they were in the mix of it.
They're in the mix. Lincoln Riley, I believe, right? Lincoln Riley over there. Have you ever met a Kyler?
I never met Kyler before, man. Never met him in my life. Not even been in the same vicinity as him before. Usually, like with every athlete, met him real quick or been like at a party with them. Like this is one guy I just never seen. Maybe he's just so quick. I just never seen him when he's at the party.
Maybe he don't go out. He's back at home gaming.
Yeah, he's playing those games. What is it, Call of Duty?
Call of Duty. I mean, he's on FaZe Clan. I think he joined FaZe Clan, right?
He partnered with Call of Duty. He was on like Call of Duty, I think Black Ops 6 ad campaign. I mean, I was a Call of Duty guy back in the day. I'm actually the guy that loves to play Del Reese. Zombies on Call of Duty. You ever play it?
I mean, I played little Zombies.
Del Reese. Oh, Zombies was my favorite.
That was a while back.
I used to run home my 4th year in the NFL, and I used to run home right at 3:30, right when we got out of meetings. I would run home, and I would start playing Zombies, and we would start at 3:45, and we would probably play until about 9:30 at night. And like you would get the level like 38, and it takes like 3 hours, and then you get killed, and then you just get so mad you would restart, and then you would have to get back to level 38. It takes another 3 hours to do it, but you got to get past level 38 this time. So you're like automatically playing Zombies 6-7 hours every night.
I was like that with like when Fortnite first came out. I mean, we all like the game, and it's a good outlet for an athlete because it keeps you out of trouble, honestly. If you go home and game, like I know he gets a bad rap, and I thought it was kind of crazy that they had to put in his contract. Like he had to watch film and stuff. You don't want that. From your quarterback, but this is a new generation quarterback. You never know. What a guy does on his downtime, if he gets all his work in, is whatever.
That's like the least thing you got to worry about too. Like the guy's playing too many video games. Like let's put it in his contract that he has to study this much amount of film before he can leave the building or whatever it was, because he's going to go home. Like imagine if the guy was going out, getting in trouble out at the club till 3 a.m., then that's a problem. I mean, he's going home to play video games, and video games, like when you get lost in video games, it's actually like one of the best feelings in the world. Like when I was playing Zombies, I'm telling you, like nothing else mattered in my life. Like if I had a bad game that week, it didn't matter. I had like 400 kills. I killed 400 zombies. I'm saving the world. Like didn't matter what football was going.
It's an outlet for you to hang with the boys, talk with your friends, like not have to think about stuff. It's a way for you to get lost, and I understand it. So LeBron when he came out, he's a top 100 Madden player?
I guess so. I mean, that's his claim to fame of playing Madden. He doesn't need any claim to fame, but claim the fame of playing Madden. I don't know if he's really a top 100 player. He's never posted anything. Usually if you're that good, you're always posting.
Is he posting?
So,
Rob, I think
is he posting? Has he posted?
He posts all the time.
Is someone playing for him? I just feel like
I just feel
like he's not a top 100.
I bet you LeBron's dirty. Who wins LeBron versus Kyler?
Who wins? I think Kyler Murray wins because Kyler Murray had a cause in his contract that he has to study film before he can go home because he wanted to play video games that bad.
So who wins in 2K, LeBron or Kyler?
Kyler.
So you think Kyler's beating LeBron hands
when
down?
You're that good at Call of, when you're that good at Call of Duty, his finger
dexterity,
exactly. It transfers over to every video game.
Yeah,
when you're good at one, when you're the best at one, you can play every other video game.
Well, the thing is, LeBron is in our age. He's like around my age, and we started with 3 buttons. When you're on Sega or Nintendo, that's 3 buttons. Kyler Murray's like 22 or something. How old's Kyler? 28? 26?
26.
He started
27,
on like
25.
Dreamcast, so he's been using all his little fingers on all those little computers. Like, and he's probably a keyboard guy. He's like, I bet you he's keyboard as fuck.
Does he have a clutch gene? He does.
He had that Hail Mary, right?
Yeah, he had that
He threw the Hail Mary to D-Hop.
Yeah.
Does he have a playoff win?
I think he has a clutch gene, but like
he doesn't have a playoff win. You can't have clutch gene in the NFL until you
but he has like a clutch gene in regular season. Like he makes plays. Like,
yeah, he does.
The clutch gene is him making plays at any given time. He does not have that clutch gene and getting that team to the next level.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how hard it is in the NFL to get that team to the next level? It's hard to win. There's other great quarterbacks, other great teams out there, but he does have a clutch gene to make big plays. And you want to know something else about the Arizona Cardinals? They're not a consistent team. They're not going to the playoffs. He doesn't have a playoff win, but they're a team that can upset any other team any given Sunday, I feel.
Dangerous. Mm-hmm. They are the dangerous team. And it's because of Kyler Murray. If everyone plays well on their team and Kyler's got it going, they're hard to beat. Mm-hmm. Going through coaching change now, you're trying to redo the roster, revamp the roster. Mm-hmm. It's tough.
They got some guys. Marvin Harrison Jr., I love him. I mean, those two are going to be a duo for a while.
But they've been struggling to get him the ball. How about that Hail Mary, the Hail Murray in 2020 COVID season?
I see what you did there.
Hail Murray.
Hail Murray.
Where he went back and he threw it, and D-Hop came down you got that picture of D-Hop's big old hands snagging that football. What a crazy! It was voted the play of the year that year. Mm-hmm. Was it in the ESPYs or something?
Like what? 11 seconds left, 43 yards. The throw was, and it was to what? Beat the Bills?
Yeah.
They were down by how many?
They were down 23-9 in the third.
And they came back.
But getting back to last play, what's the key to stopping a last play, Hail Mary?
Well, first off, it has to be a Hail Mary because if it's not and you put a guy like myself in, then the Miami Miracle happens. I mean.
Open field tackle?
Yeah, open field tackle. That's not a Hail Mary, though. So let's get back on the Hail Mary. The key to defending a Hail Mary. My quads were hurting that day, okay? They were tired. I had a couple catches that game. It was a bad year, okay? We won the Super Bowl that year. It's okay.
6'6" guy in open field with 30. That's so hard. You can't do that.
I wanted to freaking tackle him, though. That would have been the highlight of my career.
What do you think you had to do to tackle him?
Not slip. I kind of slipped.
You got to scallop. As Scotty O'Brien would say, you got to scallop. Scallop and gather. Don't stop your feet. Keep your feet moving and then break.
Well, I didn't do any of that. Let's get back to the Hail Mary because I've defended one of them before. And the key to defending a last-second play is, first off, you got to get like a wide receiver, the biggest guy on your team out there that's athletic, kind of like a Randy Moss.
You used to be Moss and then turned into Rob.
Then it turned into myself. And you just got to go up there. You're not even trying to, intercept the ball. You just want to get a hand on it. If you get a hand on it, the play is going to be completely over, and you're trying to smack it down as well. Yeah. You don't want to smack it up in the air because then it can go anywhere, and then anyone can catch it at any given time. Just go up, jump as high as you can, kind of try to push another defender down because they're not really going to call flag on that play. I mean, it's kind of like the known rule on a Hail Mary, and just swat that thing as high as you can, kind of like you're swatting a fly out of the air, like whoop, whoop, whoop. And then game's over.
Game is. I just got an epiphany of like Rob playing beach volleyball and just slamming a ball down in someone's face. You play beach volleyball?
Spiking. I love beach volleyball.
You're probably nasty.
I got to play more beach volleyball.
I don't play.
Me neither. I mean, I love it. I used to play. I mean, I played probably 5 times in my life, and I loved it every time. Beach volleyball is cool, but the thing about beach volleyball is, like, the competition is always real.
Yeah.
Because it's not like you're going to go out there and it's going to be beginners, playing beach volleyball. It's always people that are, like, legit volleyball players that legitly play on a daily basis, or they formerly played in college. You got to be ready. You got to practice. Like, we should do one-on-one for a little bit.
You keep your head on a swivel.
Or else you're going to get the ball spiked right off your face.
Right on your nose. Straight Meet the Falkers.
No, what's that movie?
Meet the Parents.
No, where that volleyball is going to become your best friend. He's just gonna spike
Castaway.
off. Yeah, Castaway.
Castaway.
Yeah, Castaway.
Wilson.
You and that volleyball.
We should put you in the Olympics in 4 years. Start training you for volleyball.
Wow, I would do really
It's here
good.
in LA.
Everyone else is 6'7", 6'8", and they're really good at volleyball. Well, why would I be on the team? Oh, I know why. I can stand on my third leg, and then I'm 7'2". And then I just put my hands over the net. Yeah.
You'd be a great blocker.
Yeah, great blocker.
Time.
All right. Well, what kind of dude is Kyler Murray? I mean, Jules, it's been 21 minutes.
I know,
and we
bad.
still haven't gotten down to the point.
Right.
Is he a stud? You know, his athleticism, his football IQ's there, his pedigree of the game is there. Is he a freak? Which he kind of is a freak, just how fast he is and how elusive he is.
He's freaky.
He's freaky, 100 million% for especially his height and what he was gifted with.
Dude.
You know, dude.
Didn't he do a trip or something in LA recently?
Possibly, yeah. A trip where I think he invited like 10 of his teammates out.
Yeah.
Got a chef, got some massages.
Rented a mansion in Bel Air.
Ran some routes in the backyard.
He's like the Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Team bonding.
That's tight. We never really did team bonding trips.
No, we didn't.
We did here and there, Montana. We would do like random routes.
We would do random route team trips.
Random.
It was Tom just calling you up. Hey, let's run some routes. It's the off season. Let's make sure we still got it and we can maintain. And it would just be out of nowhere, and we would do it wherever we are.
Wherever.
UCLA, the freaking grass field in the middle of the woods in freaking Massachusetts.
The thing that pissed me off though, like Tom would find like a 60-yard patch of grass that's like, oh, it's grass. We could just run routes here. And sometimes it'd be the most uneven grass, and you're over here like, Tom, we gotta sprint on this stuff. We're like, this is like putting a Formula One car on a fucking gravel pit. I mean, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is not what we're,
Or a monster truck in the Grand Canyon. Yeah.
It's not, it doesn't belong. It doesn't belong.
The Grand Canyon's going to eat up the monster truck. That's the only time the monster truck loses.
But yeah, team bond.
Yeah.
That's real. I like that. I like hearing that. So that means he's kind of dude's duty.
He is a dude's dude.
All right.
Especially to all the video gamers too.
On a count of three, you say what you think he is, and I'll say what I think he is.
All right.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Wiz.
Freak!
What'd you say?
I said freak. And you said whiz.
I said whiz.
But he can only be one.
So he's not a freak, or he is a whiz?
I mean, he is a whiz. I mean, he's a dual sport athlete. So obviously you got to be super smart to know the inside and out of both games and to be that
I
good.
bet you he can write
But that's
code.
freaky as well. That's freaky.
He can write code.
Oh, write code. Yeah,
He
but
plays video games on keyboard.
Yeah.
He's a whiz.
We're talking athleticism, though, athletic-wise.
Yeah, he's a freak.
How
he's
is
a
he
freak,
as a football player?
but he's not like 7 feet tall.
Yeah,
he's
you're
not
right.
Cam Newton.
And everyone that's 5'10" is that fast and can move like
at the
that.
quarterback position. He's elite.
If he was moving like that at my size, then that's freaky.
Because of his athletic speed and his ability to throw, he's so innovative. He's part of that whole innovative running quarterback that like everyone's trying to get now.
Fine, you convinced me, Jules. Let's try again now. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Whiz!
There we go.
He's a freak.
No, you said whiz, didn't you? You said freak?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
I screamed whiz so loud I didn't hear you. So that means whiz wins.
No, he's a whiz. He's a whiz.
Why you got to mess with me like that?
So we got an Oklahoma Sooner with Kyler Murray. Our next guest, though, I think we should go over to the Alabama side.
Yeah, we're fair.
We're fair. We're very fair. This guy, though, was never fair on a goal line play, or he was never fair on a 2nd and 10 in the Super Bowl, or 2nd and goal in the Super Bowl, where he had to make a life-changing play to create and tackle Marshawn Lynch. This guy had the hugest calves I've ever seen. Next guest, Dante Hightower. Dante Hightower. Dante Hightower.
Julian, even I know it's Dante.
I'll get into it after AI. And what's AI have to say about Dante? Because we know him.
Is the AI synopsis. Obviously, I'm improving my speaking skills because I couldn't say synopsis on our very first episode, Julian, and now I can. So this is what's so great about Dudes on Dudes is that we're getting smarter as well, being complete dudes overall.
Synopsis.
All right, here we go. The synopsis on Dante Hightower.
Use that this week in Fox.
He's a former NFL linebacker.
Start the clock.
Dante Hightower is a former NFL linebacker known for his leadership and versatility on the field. A 2-time Pro Bowler, Hightower played his entire 9-year NFL career with the New England Patriots, the same amount of years I played with the New England Patriots, 9. Helping the team win 3 Super Bowl titles, just like myself, helping the New England Patriots win 3 Super Bowl titles. I love this guy already. Prior to his NFL career, he was a standout at the University of Alabama, where he was a key figure in winning 2 BCS national championships.
Jesus.
This freaking guy is a winner. That's all I know. 5 championships at the highest level, 2 in college, 3 in the NFL over what? Over a 13, 14-year period?
Guy wins.
Ridiculous. Winner, chicken dinner, that's for sure. Born and raised in Lewisburg, Tennessee. Oh, the Vols must not like him.
I know, that's crazy. I don't know why he didn't go to Tennessee.
Wow.
Maybe he didn't want to go to Mayo's footsteps.
Oh.
Shots fired.
All right. Hightower was known for his high football IQ and relentless work ethic. After retiring in 2022, Hightower joined the Patriots coaching staff while also pursuing business ventures, spending time with his family and engaging in charitable work, earning admiration for his calm and thoughtful demeanor off the field.
Oh, that's my guy.
He is calm and does have that demeanor of being relaxed, but he will rip your freaking head off.
Face off. He'll bring
your arm off.
What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think about Dante?
I'm scared of Dante Hightower, but the first thing that comes to mind right now is I'm looking at the picture of him in high school, and he looks exactly like Matthew Slater, but with big ears, like elf ears. So if you can put that up, please, and show everyone. He was Matthew Slater in high school with elf ears. I just looking at the picture. Pretty
Slate dog.
Slate dog right
shots
there.
Shots fired.
Choom, choom, more shots fired at former teammates. Pew, pew. We love shooting shots at our former teammates. Please shoot them back. We appreciate it. Pew, pew. Nico. There's one guy who can't handle our shots fired at him. It's Ninkovic.
This is about Dante.
This is about Dante. Yeah, but Dante Hightower was such a better linebacker than Ninkovic.
He can handle our fire.
Yeah.
He can handle our shots.
They're both linebackers, but all right, back to Dante. All right, here's my story. This guy I was scared of, actually. He was, first round pick, New England Patriots.
He's like top 15 or something.
And when you have a linebacker that's
25th,
6'4", 6'3",
260.
Huge. And can move like he's a little guy, I'm scared of those guys. You want to know why? Because they got that leverage.
He's not a little guy. You're just massive.
No, I'm scared of those.
He's fucking huge.
I don't know why I said little guy.
6'3".
I'm scared of those big guys that are in the frame
wide
of 6'1" to 6'4" and are wide as well, like you just said, because they got that leverage and they can get underneath me, and then that's when I lose, and I don't like that, Jules. See, I gotta outsmart these guys. So with Dante, I had to try to outsmart him on the football field when going versus him in practice, and that was just to not get touched by him. Try to run away from him because he was always going to win versus me. In camp, I was a rookie. I was coming off that ankle injury. I wasn't a rookie. He was a rookie. I was coming off that ankle injury when, that guy in Baltimore broke my ankle. Pollard. Yeah, very
a Patriot killer.
So I didn't really heal that well that whole year. I was at South Padre Island, spring break, my cast and everything. Came back. Every time my ankle was good. It really wasn't, But don't tell Bill.
I won't
Bill, don't listen to that, okay? That you've done things like that too, Jules. So that's gonna make me feel better just saying that. But I can't get open. I'm not doing this well in training camp. My back's starting to go out on me because I'm compensating. I'm just making excuses right now why Dante, dominated me when he was a rookie. But this guy, when they're that wide, they're built that strong, you could just tell he had that presence of, I ain't gonna move that guy. No one's really gonna move that guy. Being 6'3", 260 pounds. And I accidentally caught him one time running a route. I tried going around him and we caught shoulders or something. I can't exactly pinpoint what it was. And it was kind of like a cheap shot on him, but it was totally accidental. And it wasn't a chip. It was he was at the linebacker position, kind of stepping up for the run. And we kind of ran into it. I think I kind of face masked him or something. And then yanked it a little bit. He turned around and he was furious. He was vicious. And
what was his face like?
Oh man. He took it to a whole nother level the next play versus me. And I literally learned I will never piss off Dante Hightower ever again.
You got to piss. You must have did something crazy because I never really seen him pissed off.
Yeah, he was mad, man. He was mad. The guy's a freak. You can't really block him in the run game. You can't really stop him in the pass game either if he's rushing at you because he can move so well. He can get around you or he can bull rush you. So the guy, man, freak of an athlete, no doubt about that. And I swear, if you go to a barbecue with him, he'll eat like 15 pounds of like ribeye steak and brisket.
He can eat?
Burgers.
Where'd you see him eat?
Whenever at those team outings that we have. And like it turns into muscle right on the
straight
spot.
muscle.
Yeah, like you know how the Wolverine character or whatever and like the Hawk, like they just, in those movies, like whatever they do, they just, turn into the creature that they are. Like that's what he did when he ate that food. He just turned into Dante Hightower.
Dude, well, I mean, his nickname was Zeus, which is like huge Greek guy.
I remember, like, really, he was a rookie, and I was already telling him that he's going to sign a $100 million deal at the middle linebacker position.
Did you?
Yeah.
How'd you know?
Because I was facing versus him. I'm like, this guy freaking good. He good. He can move, he can cover, he can, stop the run. He can do it all.
I mean,
and he's scary.
He looks like the Predator out there because he has dreads. Like early in his career, he didn't, but when he got dreads and you're that big and wide, Dante looks like he has 2 houses for calves. His calves are so damn big. He has the largest calf. I used to tell him that every day I walk by. When he'd be in his sandals, we'd be walking by each other in the hallway. I see his calf. I'm like, bro, can you fucking ease up on the calf raises? Jesus Christ.
It wasn't the calf raises. It was the brisket.
It was probably the
that
brisket.
Would just go right to his calves.
It went right to his calf. And Dante was a smart-ass football player.
Smart.
Very smart football player. And I remember going to his house once, and I walked over there, and he, like you said, he's kind of quiet, but he's vicious. And I go to his house, and I'm like, is that a fucking video game station with keyboard and mouse? Dante Hightower's a keyboard guy in the video games? I go, what the fuck is this, bro? He goes, what, bro? Whatever. He's like a whiz. He's a fucking whiz. This guy, he's insane on Call of Duty too. Don't let him trick you and think he's not. He's a fucking gamer. He was really good.
Well, that's why he's a football coach now for the New England Patriots.
Football coach.
Because you got to be smart. You got to be a whiz in order to be a coach.
How do you think he's doing at coaching?
I feel like he's doing fine.
How do you think they're feeling over there now?
I feel like Dante's always feeling good, man. He's never down. He's never
an
out.
Even keel guy.
He is, man. He really is. He's the guy that had the ultimate pass from Bill Belichick.
He always had.
That's how scary he was. That coach was even scared of him.
I don't think Coach was scared of him, but Coach loved him.
He wasn't scared of him, man. He loved him because he was a well-built football player, and he played the game how it should be played.
Bill always loved the defensive guys.
Yeah, he did. We're offense. That's why we never got love, Jules.
Who else had the Bill pass?
Basically, anyone
Mayo.
On the
Mayo
defensive side.
We used to call Mayo.
Oh, Mayo had that pass. He could do whatever he wanted to do, and Bill, that's fine.
Devin Belichick McCourty.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's one of his sons.
I think that's his actual middle name now.
Who else was another one?
In pass, we mean like, if they didn't want to practice or if like their, hamstring was a little sore, they'd be like, oh, coach, I can't go today. Coach, be like, no problem.
Pass.
Just hang out in the training room and get it rubbed on,
No, I was thinking more of the pass. You know how Bill's been over here testing the guys around his show? Like, hey, who's this guy? Who's that guy? Well, for the offense, he'd be like, hey, Rob, what's the exotic front of the defense that you expect to see on 3rd and 2? And Rob's sitting there like going through, what the fuck? Hey, Devin, what color is the offense that we're playing if they're at home? I think green. Yes, good job, Devin. Like, that's the pass we're talking about. Or like whenever you give a question to like the defensive line, like, do these guys like to run the ball or pass the ball? They got Derrick Henry. I'm like, Coach, I'm on offense. I think they like to run the ball. God. Hey, Edelman, what is the punter? What school did he go to? I mean, that's the pass we're talking about. And Dante got that. Bill loved Dante, and it was deserving. Dante was one of the alphas. He sat in the Teddy Bruschi locker.
Mm-hmm.
When you walked into I think it was either the Teddy Bruschi or the Willie Mack locker. they'd always put those two guys in because when you had to walk in the locker room, you had to walk by those guys. He was one of those guys. I mean, he was a great teammate.
Where would you rank him as an all-time, Patriot player on the defensive side of the ball?
I mean, he's got to be up there. I mean, we wouldn't have had the Super Bowl if he didn't make that second down goal line play.
That's very true what you said. We would have never won that Super Bowl. That Malcolm Butler catch would have never happened because Marshawn Lynch would have scored already. And everyone talks about, hey, why didn't Marshawn Lynch get, the handoff, or why didn't they hand off the ball? Well, it was a play prior to that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it the exact play before? Well, Marshawn Lynch did have the ball. And what happened? One-on-one with Dante Hightower, and you never seen Marshawn Lynch go down ever. One-on-one. And literally, Dante Hightower is the only guy that can possibly do that, and he knocked him right down, and he stopped him in order to
the next play.
In order to get to the next play, that Malcolm Butler had that interception. So they already gave it to Marshawn Lynch to have that chance to score. So without Dante Hightower, we would have never had that first Super Bowl in New England, no doubt about it. And then another big play that he has had, in his career was that strip sack in the game that unfortunately I didn't play in because my back got blown out when I went up the seam because Tom threw me up the seam earlier that year, and then I got leveled and lost a lung in my back, and I still came back the next year. But yeah, in that Super Bowl versus Atlanta, that strip sack, to just continue the domination of the comeback, that was an incredible play. He comes through in the clutch at all times.
Who blew your back out?
Earl Thomas. We're not going that deep about who blew my back out, Joe. It was a dude, though. It was a dude. His name was Earl Thomas.
The dude's a torpedo.
Yeah, a torpedo. What was a big play that you can recall?
The guy always had a big play when the team needed it. I mean, you go back into college, in the national championship, you had a strip sack. That's the kind of player Dante was. Fucking when your team needed a big play, a big moment, he was super versatile. I remember him, he'd be middle linebacker, and we put him at defensive end sometimes because he could rush a passer. Like, he just was big-time player to make big-time plays. That is a huge contribution why I have 3 Super Bowl rings. You have 4. It's a huge part of it. I mean, we wouldn't have been there without him. I'd always call him, if you see how his name's spelled, it's Don't A with apostrophe. Mm-hmm. And so I used to call him Donta.
Very technical, that is.
No. I used to call him, hey, Donta, in the locker room. He go, Jules, don't you fucking call me Donta. I go, why not, Donta? He goes, because if you fucking call me, all these white people out here in Boston, they're going to be calling me Donta. Don't you fucking call me Donta. My name is Dante. I'm like, all right, Donta.
Jules, even I knew it was Dante.
I know.
You must have had a bad day.
I knew
you must
it was
have
Dante.
Pretty hard that day.
I knew. I just wanted to call him Donta to make fun of him.
Oh.
Time.
Well, what kind of dude is he?
What kind of dude is Dante?
What kind of dude is Dante? I mean Dante.
Dante.
Now you're getting me on that freaking
I'm telling you.
Wrong
don't
freaking path.
Whatever you do, if you see Dante, do not call him Dante. He'll get really mad at you. And he'll blame it on me. He'll fucking blame it on me. Don't call him Dante. What kind of dude is Dante? I mean, he looks like a goddamn stud.
He does look like a stud.
He's a freak too. I mean, he's got house for calves.
I feel like he hits
he's
all
a dog.
5 categories. He's a dude's dude as
he's
well.
He's a dude's, and he's a whiz.
Yeah.
He hits them all. On 3, let's see which one. On 3.
Hold on, I got to think about it real quick.
All right, I'm going to go.
Yeah, because he's all 5, so let me try to pinpoint it down to 1.
On 3, 1, 2, 3.
Stud. Whiz!
I think he's a stud.
I think he's a whiz. That's why he's a coach now.
He is a coach.
Yeah, and he knew the game of football like no other.
I mean, he's got a national championship.
He is a stud. He has 5, championships. Yeah, like you just said.
And like he was a first-round linebacker. He had a lot of hype coming in, and he backed up all the hype.
He did.
Like, you know what I mean?
Sure did.
He's a freak too. I mean, he made big plays in big situations. He's got a pedigree. He's got football IQ, and he looks like a Greek god.
But making big plays in a big game is a whiz, Jules, because he knew when to make that play to turn it around for the team. Does that make sense?
Yeah. He is like a
But I would say, though, we're trying to categorize it into what like he most represents. A whiz is a guy that doesn't have the freak abilities. And they get through because they're so smart. And they're not getting through because they're a freak or a stud. So that's how you become a true whiz. So therefore, he was getting through as a freak and a stud and a dog. So he can't technically be a whiz because being a whiz didn't really lead him to where he needs to be. Maybe now as a coach. Going back to that, I'm going to have to categorize him as a stud or a freak. So let's go back at it again and try again. Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Stud!
Stamp it. He's for sure a stud. 100%. If you saw his calves, it would scream stud.
Mm-hmm. University of Alabama.
Another Alabama. Roll Tide, Crimson Tide.
Currently plays for the Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore freaking Ravens.
Is currently in talks of winning the MVP.
Probably Offensive Player of the Year. They don't give that to running backs.
Is currently going to be on the best rushing team statistically. Right? Statistically in NFL history with Lamar Jackson.
Are they on pace? They got
to be on pace.
Derrick freaking
number 22
Henry.
The Baltimore Ravens. Let's get to the synopsis. AI. Derrick Henry, standing at 6'3" and weighing 247 pounds, is a dominant NFL running back, renowned for his rare combination of size, speed, and power, making him one of the most feared rushers in the league. He has amassed over 10,000 rushing yards and 98 touchdowns in his career, earning multiple Pro Bowl selections and the 2020 NFL Offensive Player of the Year award.
Jesus.
In high school, Derrick set the national record for career rushing yards with an astonishing 12,124 yards at Yulee High School in Florida, averaging 250 yards per game. See, I got to read really fast because he has so many stats. I want to make sure we get through it. At the University of Alabama, Henry won the Heisman Trophy and set both the single season and career rushing records. I mean, this guy breaks every record at whatever level he's at. I wonder what the Pop Warner stats were.
Jesus.
But we can't get there because it's just will take way too long.
AI's got it all, though.
Yeah, while he spent most of his career with the Tennessee Titans, setting the single season rushing record with 2,027 yards in 2020. He beat Chris Johnson 2K with that number right there.
Jesus.
He is currently setting impressive records with the Baltimore Ravens, including the team's franchise record and most rushing touchdowns in a single season already. And it's only like not even halfway through, this season. Henry is celebrated for his work ethic and humble personality off the field, where he is involved in charity work and is regarded as a role model. Start that clock.
Start the clock.
First off, I want to get to this right off the point. His nickname is King Henry. There's a guy in basketball that we all know him as is King James. Who is the ultimate king, Jules? King Henry or King James? Let's hear your thoughts.
King Henry or King James? LeBron is a generational guy, but if you talk about King Henry, he's a generational guy. This guy, 247 pounds, running away from people. That is such a hard question. I didn't even know you were going to ask me that. I'm a football guy. I got to go King Henry. It sounds better. Was there a King James back in the day? There's probably a King James back in the day, isn't it? Is that why it's King? I just put that together. They both have kind of kingy names. They got both kingy names.
Mm-hmm.
I like King Henry. I'm going King Henry. Just on name because it sounds, but there's a King James back there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Derrick Henry.
All right. I like that pick. And what's incredible about, Derrick Henry is, you said that size is just impressive and how he can move, 247 pounds. But I swear, he looks huge. He looks massive. He's 247, but I swear he plays and looks bigger than he even is.
100%.
It's like he's 6'3", 247. It's like, no. He's like 6'6", 280 running the ball. That's what it looks like.
I remember when we played against him, I walked by him after the game, like, who the fuck is his defensive end? Oh my God, that's Henry. That's Jesus. He's so big. I wouldn't want to tackle him.
No one wants to tackle him.
I mean, screw it.
No.
They say at the end of the game, I'm not tackling him at the beginning of the game. Might get a concussion getting one of the knee drives. He looks like a goddamn semi-truck that's on fucking NOS.
He is a semi-truck.
On NOS.
Yes.
That's race fuel. That's what he is. He's a semi-truck.
Like when he sees that hole open, like he hits that button.
He
like,
presses
Fast
NOS.
and Furious.
Fast and Furious.
That
Go,
button,
baby, go.
And then he just flies right through the hole. I think he was so far, he clicked in as the second fastest player as a ball carrier in the NFL this year. Recorded. second fastest player. I mean, freaking ridiculous being that size. What I love about him too, man, he's a true role model, man. He's never gets in trouble.
Never
on the field, never off the field is he in trouble. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't drink. He eats completely clean. He's basically on the Tom Brady diet.
I think he's a vegan.
While eating.
I think he's vegan.
He might be vegan. I'm not sure about that. He possibly could be. I mean, no gluten. He cuts the sugar down. It's all real sugar and fruits and all that good stuff. He takes care of his body. He does the cryo tanks, saunas. He actually goes to the same treatment guy that I see as well, my friend Bobo, who's out of Nashville. He gets those vitamin bags and hydration bags to make sure that he's always good to go, on top of his games. He's always burning fuel, so he's got to always make sure the vitamins and fuel are always coming in. He's just doing everything right. And that's what I love about him. He's a great example to the young generation.
Have you seen his off-season workouts on YouTube?
Yeah, and I've actually worked out with him before. One time in Dallas, Texas. Yes, let me tell you, man, this guy don't get tired. He don't get tired.
What'd you guys do for a workout?
And I was with my two brothers, and we were just looking at his arms, and his arm was bigger than all three of our arms combined. That's why I don't understand how he doesn't weigh 280 pounds. I weigh 260, and he's 12 pounds less than me. And I'm like, but your arms are 3 times the size of mine. I think he's tricking everyone. I think he really is 280, but in Pop Warner, when they don't let you play because you're overweight and you weigh in, I don't think the NFL would let him play if he weighs in at 280 at the running back position. So I think he literally is 280 because he's that big, but they just list him as 247. So he's actually qualified to play in the NFL.
Dude.
Yeah.
So you're working out. What year was this?
This was I think last year, about a year and a half ago.
2 years ago. The first thing you look at, you say, "Damn, his arm's so big."
Yep.
And you're Rob Gronkowski.
Yep. It's the first thing I said. I was memorized. And what's another thing about him too? He's having this career year with the Baltimore Ravens.
It looks like he hasn't aged.
Yeah, he hasn't aged because, like I said, he does everything right. And when you do everything right and take care of your body like that, you don't age. He hasn't lost a step, and he's just getting faster and faster, bigger and bigger. He has that motivation still. He's 30 years old as a running back. He's taken so many shots to the body, and I feel I just feel it. He has that chip because, I feel like the Tennessee Titans, kind of didn't give him that respect that he deserved last year. They were like, oh, we got to change up our offense. All we do is give the ball to Derrick Henry. They let Derrick Henry walk, one of their best generational talents on the offensive side of the ball in the history of the Titans. And they let him walk that easily. That kind of shows a little disrespect. I mean, it might have not been disrespect, but it just shows they didn't really trust in him or thought his career was going down. So I think he's on a rampage to show the Titans, hey, look what you're missing out on. You thought, oh, we got to switch up the offense because we're handing me the ball too much. Well, that's all the Tennessee Titans had was handing the ball to him.
Well, it's not just the Tennessee Titans that are part of his fuel. Everyone else could have signed him.
Everyone else
the whole league could have signed him.
They all thought he was done.
Dallas Cowboys need a running back. They could have signed him.
Oh, man, we don't even got to get into that. I mean, that's been in the news for the last month with Jerry Jones.
But this is, this is some Tom Brady type stuff, because at 31 at a running back, he's doing things that's not normal. This is not normal. And that's why this is so freaky. He doesn't eat sugars. He takes care of his body. He doesn't eat any fried foods. He works out like crazy.
The only thing he fries is defenses.
He fries defenses.
Yeah.
Well, when you were talking about chips, I was like, man, he has a big chip on his shoulder. He probably doesn't have any chips.
He probably does.
I was thinking that because those are fried. I was like,
man, he's not falling into our Tostitos commercials.
No.
He sees the commercials oh, those are good commercials, Jules and Gronk, but I ain't eating those.
No, he won't eat those.
He
didn't do that.
Maybe kale chips.
Yeah, he probably does kale. He does some kale chips. 247 pounds. 99-yard touchdown. That's crazy. I remember watching that play, and what everyone always says with Derrick Henry when you're playing against him, I remember Bill always talking about it. You cannot let this man get going. Keep his feet moving. You got to have pressure in the middle of the pocket. If you let the train go, you ain't getting on it. And that's exactly what that 99-yard touchdown was, where he stiff-armed the dude, still gets the speed, gives a backwards stiff arm, still gets to high speed. It's something, like you said, you marvel at. when you see a person that does things that have never been done before like that.
It's kind of like myself a little bit, and that's why I love the way he plays. I mean, I love all big men out there, whatever position.
So you love big men too?
Yeah, I love big men. It's dudes on dudes here. Of course, I love big men.
I like big guys.
Yeah, big sweaty men as well. And guys sweating because he's always running for 200 plus yards every single game.
Every game. He's on pace for like damn near, he's on pace to beat the record this year.
He is. He has some of the greatest stiff arms in the game.
You do too. You're stiff armor.
I had a couple, but not as many as Derrick Henry because he has touched the ball like 100,000 more times than myself.
And he's still going. That's crazy.
And he's still going. It's like, he's 21 years old out there.
To the amount of times he's touched the ball, and he hasn't had, like, knock on wood, he just has, he can last.
Mm-hmm.
Where does he rank in all-time running backs?
Oh, man.
He's got to be up there. He's got a 2,000-yard season.
He's got to be up there. The reason why he doesn't, maybe get the respect, that he should of being like an all-time great running back is because he's not a traditional running back like those other greats. They're all more like pity pattern, make five guys miss, and then shoot
Jim
up.
Brown wasn't. He's kind of Jim Brownie.
Yeah, but he's just so...
Jim Brown was so much bigger and athletic than everyone. He used to swat those guys around.
Derrick Henry's game's a little bit different. When he sees that hole, he just hits that nos, like you said, and just goes right through it and runs over
Arm
everyone.
Tackles no one.
In his way. It's just incredible how he can do that.
Who was he, like a Dickerson?
Yeah.
Dickerson
in a way.
High knees, straight up a little bit.
I think he could possibly end up being one of the greatest, top 3 greatest running backs to ever play.
All time?
All time. Because if he continues this path for another 4 or 5 more years, which he has not shown
any decline
at all. Any at all. He hasn't slowed down one single bit. He only gets better. And he's a different style of a running back.
And he's going against littler defenses right now.
Yes, he is.
His defenses are all built up for the pass. All a bunch of receivers.
I love his game because he's a big man. I love big mans. Yeah.
Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, Jim Brown, Emmitt Smith, Adrian Peterson, Derrick Henry. I mean,
why not?
He's this generation's great right now. He's our generation's great. The last great running back after this, McCoy's in there, Shady's in there. But, like, I'm talking generational.
If he wins a championship, he's up there. If he wins the Super Bowl this year.
If he wins a Super Bowl. I mean, it's so crazy that on this episode, we've talked about Madden characters. Like, you have your two, like, complete opposite Madden characters. You have, like, when you make the funny little guy on your Madden that's, like, 99 everything, and then you get your funny big guy. It's, like, 6'4" running back, like Derrick Henry, that can outrun people. It's crazy. These guys, he's a freak.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see guys that big run that fast and take that much pounding and get up and do it over and over and over. And I feel like we see a 50-plus run every year, like 3 times a year with this guy. 50-plus run.
Wait, 3 times a year? More like every other week he has a 50-plus yard run.
Is it not crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy. He's got a huge chest as well. Like his arms are massive, but like I swear his chest, it looks like The Rock. You know when The Rock has his shirt off and the chest goes like, boom, like it's that massive.
He's jacked.
He looks the exact same as he did, in high school. He has the same frame, but like every year he just got bigger and wider and wider. Like it looked like he was 6'3" already in high school and just can run all day, but he's just growing and growing and growing and growing every single year.
Vernon Davis, he was saying like he was like that as a kid and he kept on getting bigger and bigger and his speed never got slower and slower. Like that's like anomaly shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he could be the greatest running back in high school history. Freshman year, 2,400 yards, 26 TDs. Sophomore year, 2,700 yards, 38 TDs. A little dip in the junior year with 2,600 yards and freaking 34 TDs. Just to top it off, a senior year, let me just put the cherry on the old top. Let's go 4,200 yards and 55. Who is he playing? Who is he playing in 55 TDs?
He was playing high school in
touchdowns
Florida.
A game?
High school in Florida. They got some legit
They got
ball
legit. Is that
there.
8?
They do.
Do they have record? I didn't know they put things on records in high school. That is fucking crazy. 12,000 yards in 4 years.
This guy's been a freak since high school.
150 touchdowns in 4 years. Do the math.
He's a Hall of Famer at the high school level, Hall of Famer at the college level, and a Hall of Famer at the NFL level.
First ballot, without a doubt. It's crazy. Time. What kind of dude is Derrick Henry?
He's a freak. I don't even got to negotiate this. I mean, he's a freak.
He's
too.
a dog.
He is a dog. He's
a freak.
But he's an absolute freak of nature.
Heck of a player.
No one can tackle him. The guy was born to run. All right, let's get to the post show.
In honor of this awesome college matchup, Rob and I are going to take a little trip down memory lane and relive our glory college days.
Oh, back to school to prove to my mama I ain't no fool.
Is that Billy Madison?
Something like that.
Back to school.
'Cause I'm not a fool.
I'm no fool. Let's go down memory lane of our college life. Why'd you choose Arizona?
You know, that's a great question, and everyone asks me that because I'm from Buffalo, New York. I actually played my senior year actually in Pittsburgh at Woodland Hills, but I claim myself in Buffalo. Obviously, I grew up there for 17 years. So my dad's in the business world of selling fitness equipment commercially and retail. And he goes on those conventions, you know, those business trips. And he met a friend there that did the same exact thing that he does in Arizona. And that guy was an Arizona alumni, part of the Desert Storm defense and all that. And when we were growing up, he became my dad's good friend. And every time they went on these, business trips, they always met up. I was growing up, we were just kids. So he was in my dad's ear. Hey, when your kids, biggest Wildcat alumni, loves the Wildcat. Hey, when your kids grow up, they got to take a trip to University of Arizona. And this guy became really good friends with my dad. So you got to bring them to the University of Arizona. So then my older brothers, they were getting recruited. They weren't at a high level. So whatever you can do, you got to call up a friend. Hey, can you, have this coach look at my son? So I actually went on the trip. So I just tagged along when I was a sophomore in high school just to see what it was like. And I got on
two Gronks on a visit trip?
Yeah. And I got to the campus. I was like, God damn, man, what kind of school is this? I mean, they got pools, they got palm trees. I mean, it's sunny every single day. It's 90 degrees. And that's when I first fell in love with the University of Arizona. So shout out to Donnie Salem. He's still doing the same thing. He's still in the fitness world, selling fitness equipment, retail, and commercially. He's actually a sponsor. He sponsors the Denver Broncos because he's based out of Denver now. So without Donnie, I would have never been at the University of Arizona.
Freaking Donnie. I went to Kent State.
Yeah. Why'd you pick Kent State, Jules? Like Kent State, like you're from the Bay Area. Yeah. Kent State's in Ohio. I mean, I think they do Halloween really well in Ohio, but I don't think you were into things like that when you were a kid.
No.
Why'd you pick Kent State?
I picked Kent State. My goal in high school is I just wanted to play Division I quarterback. D1. Didn't matter where. I just wanted to go D1. I really wanted to go to play in the Pac-10. I wanted to go to Berkeley because that's where I was from, that area. And Aaron Rodgers went to Butte, and I went to JUCO, and he went to Berkeley after. So I kind of like wanted to go to Berkeley. Played 1 year at JUCO, lit it up, and then all these schools started asking, sending me letters, and Kent sent me out and offered me a scholarship after my first year. And a lot of these schools wanted me to change positions. Kent's like, we'll let you compete for our quarterback right now. I took a trip out there, and I had the opposite thing of what you had of like, oh, palm trees. I was like, man, it's freezing out here. There's no leaves. I was coming from California where it's never really fall out here. You know what I mean? And it was like bare. It was cold. I went to a spring practice. And I was like, fuck it, man. If I go here, I could play. I could play right away. I watched their practices, and I was like, I'm going here. Fuck it. It's the best thing that happened. I'm going to play in the cold. Mm-hmm. Kent State going flashes, baby. Let's go. Shout out Casey Wolf.
Did you have any other offers?
Not after that one. Not yet.
No, just Kent State.
Just Kent State.
So you're going there no matter what. Kent State.
I still had another year at JUCO. I had another year at JUCO.
Oh, you could have played JUCO.
I had one more year at JUCO.
Yeah, but you were paying for JUCO, right?
Yeah, but it's like $500.
So what? It's $500 you didn't have. You would have had to take out a loan or a free ride. Yeah, get $500 a month from the school.
My pops took care of that one.
That's a good pops right there. Shout out to the pop.
Did you have any other offers?
Yeah, I had a couple other ones. My top 4 was Ohio State, Clemson, Syracuse, because it was right down the street, about 3 hours away from Buffalo, and Arizona. So those were my top 4 schools. And I had actually had the wildest recruiting visit to the University of Clemson. I had one of the best times. I mean, shout out to my hosts. I don't even know their names out there, but they're probably telling the story to this day still of those guys that were on the team that hosted me at the University of Clemson.
What's this story?
I mean, I remember I was on a bar, I was dancing, and then like, I don't know, there was cheerleaders there, and I was just going ham like I usually go ham. Like, that's all I wanted to do. Like, hammered off like apple juice, I'm talking.
Yeah.
Apple juice hammered, and it was great time. I had a voicemail after I picked the University of Arizona of like some girl that night, I guess I gave my number to, like literally left a voicemail on my phone after I picked the Wildcats and was like, basically just told me how bad I messed up with my decision. Yeah. I'm not going to exactly say what the voicemail was, but I was like, this is incredible. I thought I was so cool. Yeah.
Ohio State.
Ohio State was awesome. Right there. I was hungover off apple juice there too. And that picture that went viral when I was in high school and took a visit there. I was definitely, a little apple juiced
Look
out.
at little Rob.
And
man.
I was at the game. Let me tell you, Ohio State, Clemson, you can't beat their facilities. You can't beat their organization. You can't beat the crowd. You can't beat their stadiums. But it just wasn't my fit. And if you know me personally, I'm not a guy that can get intrigued by that type of stuff. I'm a guy that sticks to my roots. The University of Arizona was where I belonged. I felt at home there. I felt like I could go there and play right away. And also at the same time, I knew if you did well enough, it was Division I, you're going to go to the NFL. Like there's guys going to the NFL at Arizona. Yeah. So I was like, I can get to the NFL still. So it wasn't like,
it's still a D1 program.
Yeah, D1. I wanted to, be part of a team that turned it around. I like Coach Stoops. Ohio State, though, I mean, I was blown away about everything. But at the same time, I was like, I can have all this if I make it to the NFL.
And you did?
Yeah, and I did.
Did you almost get kicked out of Arizona at all?
I never really have. I mean, we got in a couple big fights. Yeah. That was I would probably say that was the closest to getting kicked, off the team.
Yeah.
But there was a big, huge fight. There was like 10 guys involved. Like I got brought in like 3 days later by the police officer that was investigating it. And he was actually on our side. And literally I didn't even like open my mouth. I didn't tattle on anyone. I was like, I don't even know what fight you're talking about. And he's like, no, I'm here for you. I'm on your guys' side. But still, I'm like, I don't know, man. I was just walking by and I don't really remember much.
Gronk, no rat.
Yeah, no rat. Stick to the roots. Arizona was where it was at. Other schools were great, beautiful, nothing bad to say. Just I belonged, at the University of Arizona.
And I belonged at Kent State.
You did belong at Kent State.
And I loved Kent State. It opened up my perspective to the country. It was a great, the people of the Midwest and Ohio, Northeast Ohio are such awesome people. They love football out there. I was just always disappointed because I went to Kent State and everyone would leave our game to go watch the Ohio State game. Like we had no fans. If Ohio State had a game during the same time, people at our school, at every school in Ohio, love Ohio State. I didn't realize how big it was because, I grew up in the Bay Area where, we had Cal and Stanford, but it was really a pro sport area. We had Niners, Giants, Warriors, Sharks early in my life, came in there. And Cal and Stanford were big, but it wasn't huge. And I didn't realize how big college football was until I went to Ohio and I saw how big Ohio State and that fan group was. It was freaking crazy to me.
Here's a question. I've always wondered this because Ohio State's so big. They get 10,000 plus people a game. And you went to school in Ohio at Kent State. Is Ohio State the football program out of all football programs at any level in the state of Ohio? Does it dominate
100%.
The Cincinnati Bengals?
Without
Does it dominate the Cleveland Browns?
Yes.
If you're in Ohio, you grow up in Ohio, it's all about the Buckeyes, or is it about the Browns or the Bengals more?
Buckeyes, number one, guarantee. You could go anywhere in the state. Like you go down to like Cincinnati, and you can see this in like gas stations, or you go to like Cracker Barrels that are all over. They'll always have Ohio State shit. They're selling Ohio State mugs, this, that. You go to like the West Virginia part of Ohio where it touches down there. You see nothing but Ohio State. You go up to Dayton, which is a different area, like near Indiana and stuff. They love Ohio. They love Ohio State everywhere in Ohio. Mm-hmm. I didn't understand it. It's huge. Did you ever host any recruiting trips with any other NFL guys?
No, not really. So when I was at the University of Arizona, they didn't allow me to host anyone.
Why?
Yeah, I hosted one player, and we got chased by a helicopter.
No, you didn't.
I swear.
What do you mean you got chased by a fucking helicopter?
We got chased by a helicopter. I hid under a car. Yeah, and this recruit was running around with me. He was a top JUCO recruit. I thought I definitely sold him. I thought he was definitely coming to the University of Arizona.
He didn't?
No, he ended up going to Arizona State. Never seen him again until he goes to Arizona State. I was like, I thought he was definitely going to choose the University of Arizona. Like I was like, and then I'm on the Patriots, like 2016 or something. I don't know what year exactly. We signed some guy on the practice squad mid-season, a lineman. He comes up to me. He's like, yo, Gronk, remember me? And like, back in my mind, I'm like, I do, but I don't. Because I never seen him again. He left. After that night, he was gone, then chose Arizona State, big-time recruit. He's like, yeah, you hosted me at the University of Arizona. And then everything just started clicking. And I was like, oh, my gosh. I was like, how you doing? How you doing? He's like, I'll remember that night for the rest of my life. But I can't believe he went to go be a Devil.
Yeah, he can't set foot in Tucson anymore because a goddamn helicopter will chase him. He had to go to Arizona State.
The message of
we should write a movie off that hangover. That's like a hangover shit.
Was basically we were at a party and got broken up, and there was always a helicopter that broke it up, and everyone started running. And just the premises of the story is the helicopter followed us. So then I was like,
two biggest guys. Yeah. I mean, this guy's a lineman.
I was like, oh,
you're fucking
this.
Rob. There's probably two.
But we got away. We got away.
Scot-free.
It helped my skills. Helped my football skills on the field.
So
if you can get away from a helicopter, you can get away from a defender. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's been another episode of Dudes on Dudes. What could we do better next episode? Let us know, guys. We want to hear from you guys.
We do. What can we do better?
What do you think we can do
want
better?
To know. I've been trying to, scroll through the comments of what we could do better, and just everyone keeps saying how good we are. So I'm like, I don't know if we can do anything better.
What do you think?
No. There is one guy out there that thinks we can do things better.
Who?
Rob Ninkovich.
Oh, Rob?
Just always crapping on us.
He gives us a little shameful, hateful DMs.
Yeah, he does. And the DMs don't even make sense. I'm like, yo, Ninko, like, you're trying to make fun of us because we're not, technically super smart like you. And your whole paragraph you send to us makes no sense. No periods, no commas, nothing.
I mean, when does he have time to write? You have 3 kids. What are you on Instagram all day? I hit my box and all of a sudden I see Ninkovich in my goddamn inbox. I'm like, what the fuck?
I thought he was a family man.
It's 11:30 at night. Don't you have 3 kids?
This guy's at a freaking...
Or is he walking the dog again?
At a charity party every night. Yeah.
He's walking the dog just to tweet at us. We'll figure it out.
Actually, no. I know what it is. Paige is walking him.
Paige is walking him.
Yeah, so then he has time because he's a dog. The owner's not really paying attention to you when you're on a leash because you're on the leash. You're good.
Now, instead of giving him a bone, she gives him his Twitter app.
Yeah.
Or his Instagram app. Here, you can go tweet at Robin and Jules. You can go give them a hateful tweet. Well, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Comment a dude you want us to do, and remember,
rate and review.
Rate and review.
I remember. Rate and review.
Follow Dudes on Dudes on YouTube, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Snapchat.
Dudes on Dudes is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
We'll see you guys next week.
See you soon.